about freedom in relationships. And I chose the topic saying, what's love got to do with it? So, थोड़ी सी मस्ती, थोड़ी सी understanding from my own life. And कुछ अगर आपको सिखा के जाती है तो वो है आपकी जिंदगी. कुछ अगर आपको सिखा के जाती है तो वो है आपकी जिंदगी, क्योंकि बाकी तो आपने पढ़ा था, रटा था, पर उसे आपने इंटीग्रेट कभी नहीं किया था शायद, क्योंकि उसकी जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. After so many years of everything that's going on, I'm 53 today, and 53 years of relationship with myself and with beautiful people around me. कुछ अच्छे थे, कुछ खट्टे थे, कुछ नमकीन थे, कुछ कड़वे थे, पर लोग लोग ही थे और आप ही थे. अब इसके बीच में मैंने सोचा कि यार मैंने बड़े साल पहले केमिस्ट्री सिखाई थी, तो यार केमिस्ट्री और रिलेशनशिप कैसे कनेक्ट करता है. आप हमेशा बात करते हैं ना कि ओ I have a chemistry with this person and I don't have a chemistry with this person, and that's very odd. How can you have chemistry with someone and no chemistry with someone, right? It's almost like saying कि यार chemistry सिर्फ it is sexual relationship or connection with each other. मैं सिर्फ उस chemistry की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ. जरा 2 मिनट के लिए सोचिए and just think of atom. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे आपके लिए अगर एटम डालूं तो एटम कैसा होगा. एटम कैसा होता है? इट इज राउंड इन अ कोर, जस्ट लाइक माय गोंग ऑन द टॉप. कैन यू सी दैट गोंग ऑन द टॉप? बिल्कुल जो सेंटर है और साइड्स हैं. अब साइड्स में ना ऑर्बिट्स होती हैं, ऑर्बिट के अंदर होते हैं प्रोटॉन्स. और अगर ये एटम स्टेबल है, तो ये कभी ब्रेक होके कोई रिलेशनशिप क्रिएट नहीं करेगा. सो सबसे पहले थंब रूल ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स. We are in relationships because something is unstable in us. Something is unstable exactly like the protons in the outermost orbit. कुछ हमारी आदत है, फितरत है, या तो हम लोगों को कुछ देते हैं या उनसे कुछ लेते हैं. तो क्या देते हैं और क्या लेते हैं और कब ये होता है? This is all happening when we are slightly in an unstable space. Why are we in the unstable space? Because लेट्स से अगर एक एटम को हीट लगाई जाए तो उसमें से अनस्टेबिलिटी होगी, और वो जो प्रोटॉन्स लास्ट वाली जो लेयर में घूम रहे हैं वो ज्यादा फास्ट घूमेंगे, और ज्यादा फास्ट तब घूमेंगे जब हम उसको हीट लगाएंगे. अगर हीट का मतलब समझा जाए तो हीट कैन बी सेक्सुअल अर्ज, हीट कैन ऑल्सो बी एंगर. ये दोनों स्थिति में हमारा रिलेशनशिप अनस्टेबल हो जाता है, मतलब स्टेबल नहीं रहता. और स्टेबल इसलिए नहीं रहता है क्योंकि इट इज अ बिग थिंग फॉर अस. देयर इज अ होल केमिकल रिएक्शन हैपनिंग इनसाइड आवर बॉडी एंड दैट इज मेकिंग अस पुल और पुश. तो हमारे सारे रिलेशनशिप्स जो हैं वो पुल और पुश पे बेस्ड हैं. कैसे? आप अगर इफ योर मदर इज गिविंग बर्थ टू अ चाइल्ड, शी इज पुलिंग एंड पुशिंग, पुशिंग एंड पुलिंग, पुलिंग एंड पुशिंग, एंड दैट्स वेयर इन दिस डॉक्टर्स क्या कहते हैं? एक लास्ट पुश मैम, एक लास्ट पुश. Baby is right there. Last push. Come on, push. आप इसी तरीके से सोचिए, जिंदगी में भी रिलेशनशिप्स के साथ एक लास्ट पुश और एक लास्ट पुल करना पड़ता है. कई बार रिलेशनशिप्स में आप एक दूसरे से वायदे करते हो. You tell each other, I am there for you, and he says to you, I am there for you, sweetheart. But ऐसा होता नहीं है. अक्सर बहुत सालों के बाद या इस रिलेशनशिप में आप एक दूसरे की तरफ देखते हो, दो अजनबी एक ही बिस्तर पे लेटे हैं पर एक दूसरे के साथ नहीं है, एक दूसरे के लिए नहीं है. तो फिर क्या किया जाए? छोड़ दिया जाए कि मार दिया जाए, बोल तेरे साथ क्या सलूक किया जाए. रियलिटी ये है कि आप अगर छोड़ भी दोगे ना.
अनु, may I just interrupt you for
yeah, go ahead.
10 seconds?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so whenever you're speaking in Hindi, just translate in English as well, because these couple of guys, Singapore, and don't understand Hindi at all.
Thank you so much, Manish, for telling me that. I will just brief what I've said so far. What I've said so far is we are like chemical reactions with each other. We are like atoms who have got protons in the outermost orbit, and the outermost orbit gets unstable. And in the form of instability, the protons can be given away or can be accepted. In the similar way, two people have to be in a state of instability to form a relationship or any bonds. In chemistry, we call them covalent bonds. We call them various names of the bonds, depending on how many electrons and protons were given away or accepted. What's really interesting in our relationships, that we are not in a stable position when we are creating relationships. If we were stable, we wouldn't be creating any bonds with each other. कोई ऐसी need है, there is some kind of a need, that is what we are taking care of. Then I spoke about relationship, long-term relationships, where husband and wife, they get together in a relationship, or maybe two partners get into a relationship. Marriage is man-made, right? It's not made by the universe or by the, it's like about protons and colliding, going away, coming back, colliding, going away. Now, when the husband or wife or the partners are taking vows with each other and saying to each other, you are there for me and I'm there for you. My common understanding of so many years of experience is, and my personal experience is, that a relationship goes through ups and downs. Our graph is not straight. मतलब हम ये कहते हैं लोगों को, we tell people that when you get married, you will settle down. Sorry, you never settle down. I want you all to understand the only day you will settle down is the day you die. मतलब अगर आपको मरना है तो आप ये जरूर कहिए कि मुझे settle होना. You cannot settle down, because अगर आप settle कर गए तो आपकी heartbeat straight and flat है, आपकी सांस लेना straight and flat है. जब तक आप जिंदा हो, everything in your body is going up and down. Everything in your body is going up and down. It's a graph, guys. तो समझा करो. Think about it. If we are going to say our life is going to be stable, I'm going to be settled, what we are talking about is in a consistent change, giving a drama of stability. There is nothing called stability. If you have become stable, that means you stop growing. So अगर growth करनी है, तो stability को छोड़ दें. You have to leave the idea of stability if you have to really, really grow in your life. The more unstable you are, the more the growth happens during that time. I would just request Dr. Manorama to please mute yourself. Dr. Manorama, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. So I want you to get it that life is also, and relationships are more like friction. अगर friction नहीं होगी तो sparks नहीं होंगे. Let's take a simple example of a matchbox. आप matchbox कैसे use करते हैं? आप उसमें से तीली निकालते हैं, उसकी sides को ऐसे strike करते हैं. क्यों strike करते हैं? क्यों उसको rough side पे strike करते हैं? Why do you take a matchbox and search for the rough side of the matchbox? Why don't you take a match and then rub it on any smooth surface? What will happen? Nothing, nothing, nothing. It'll be boring. You take a matchstick which has got a rough side and rub it again a smooth side, nothing happens. Evolvement or relationships or Big Bang Theory, everything spoke about things colliding with one another. Things creating a big amount of heat or anything or light or sparks only and only when two rough surfaces are colliding with each other. In a relationship, if you're having a problem, that's a place of growth. That's a place of opportunity. That's a place of saying that maybe you're coming from your past conditioning and your partner is coming from his past conditioning. कहीं पे वो मेरे तेरे के बीच में अटक के रह गए हैं हम, और कहीं पे हम बोल रहे हैं whatever is not okay with you, I will not accept it. तुम पहले मेरे जैसे बन के आओ, फिर मैं तुम्हें एक्सेप्ट करूंगा. हम सुधारने में लग जाते हैं, फिक्स करने में लग जाते हैं. We start, reforming the person. We start cleaning up the person. We want to fix the person and make him okay according to us and make him comfortable or her comfortable according to us. If we really had a way, I'm very sure we would go into people's heads, unscrew it, put the wiring properly, and then come back. And this is not just in our relationship with our spouse. This is practically in relationship with anyone that we have. We beg for forgiveness. We constantly blaming other people. Today I've reached a stage where I really don't blame anyone from my predisposition. Have I reached that every day? No. There are times when I feel that I need to blame, but I've also understood that until I do not take responsibility for my own actions, nothing is going to go ahead in my life. आप एक relationship छोड़ दोगे, आप दूसरे में जाओगे, दूसरे में सेम प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी, थोड़ी देर के बाद फिर तीसरे में जाओगे, सेम प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी थोड़ी देर के बाद, फिर चौथे में जाओगे, सेम प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी थोड़ी देर के बाद. बॉस इससे अच्छा नहीं कि खुद को मेंट कर लो. You are the common factor everywhere. Why is it that we are not looking at ourselves, and why is it that we are constantly telling ourselves कि पता नहीं यार होगा कि नहीं होगा, I don't know whether I'll be able to do it or not. Everything, freedom in relationships is not existing. Freedom in relationships does not exist. Relationship and commitment and security is just the opposite of freedom. How can then we ask for freedom and relationship together? First, we have to free ourselves of the wrong soch. Kaun si wrong soch? That someone is hurting us, someone is doing something to us. Yes, they did some actions which were wrong, which you didn't like. But how can you give yourself freedom from that? Or are you going to, is this person so important for you that you're carrying this person all your life? What you have to really sit down, and in my life, what I have understood is going back to the age of 6 when I was sexually abused, it took me a lifetime to understand that that man over there needed help. That man over there really needed help. He was 50 odd years of age who was touching me, and I was all of a tender age of 6. He really needed help. You know why he touched me? Not because he wanted to have a power play over me, but because he really, really, really needed empathy, sympathy, love, and affection. And if I cannot give him that because he took away the rights from me to love myself, I became him. I became as abusive as him to myself, where I could not love myself because I thought he had to return back my respect to me. आपको कोई empower नहीं कर सकता, आपको कोई freedom नहीं दे सकता, क्योंकि ये किसी और के देने लायक चीज ही नहीं है. वो commodity नहीं है जो आप जाके बाहर से खरीद के लेके आए. Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you this. This is not a commodity that can be bought over the shelf and said, this is mine. I have now bought, I put so much of money. Now you will give me freedom. You know when we ask for freedom? When we don't have it. If we had freedom, we would never ask for it. If we are talking about freedom today, it's because India at one time did not have that freedom. But जब हमें freedom मिली, तो हमने क्या किया? What did we do of that freedom? Did we really look at ourselves and that, thank God, now I'm feeling free. Thank God, I'm doing this. No. At every stage I have seen, no matter how much we get, no matter how abundant we get, we are constantly in the state of blaming, constantly saying someone will become my Masiha. Someone will come and clean my space. If you have to forgive someone, don't sit down and do affirmations. It does not help. Go deep down there and see where did it hurt you the most. And you will realize it had got nothing to do with the other person. It had got nothing to do with the other person because you made that space for the other person first to enter your field, to enter your place, to do anything to you or to harm you in any whichever way. So aaj, can we all take responsibility and give ourselves freedom by forgiving all those people in our life who knowingly, unknowingly hurt us, and who are we to give them freedom? Who are we to give them forgiveness? So किसी और को किस freedom देने से पहले दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे. मतलब आप, before you think of giving someone freedom, that's your right. That's your right. I today, तुम मेरे इस body को cage कर सकते हो. You can cage my body. Who is going to cage your mind? Who is going to tell you that you can't do it? You know who's going to tell you that? You yourself. That chatter inside you is going to say, I can do it, I can't do it. So together we can say today, I get freedom when I tell myself, it's a choice I made to be in a relationship. It's a choice that I made to be hurting myself so much. It's a choice that I give to forgive someone. It's a choice that I have. And when you give yourself that choices, you change this place of being a victim to a victor. You also change the place of saying that there are two categories of people, one who are not enough and one who are better than you. And you are not belonging to any of this category. You can only be free if you're free within yourself and you're enough within yourself. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Wow, Anu, that was phenomenal. This is the true meaning of freedom. Before we talk about relationship with other people, people? Are we free in the relationship with ourselves? That is so, so amazing. Thank you so much for that absolutely riveting talk.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Aditi.
So do we have any questions for Anu?
Any questions, guys? Anything you want to ask? Because I tried covering it up in like really short time, putting everything that I've understood. The
So,
last
Anu,
bit, yes, Manish.
You said that, one of the ways to successful relationships is that you, uh, that, you somewhere down,
I really can't hear you, Manish. Could you please put down your question in the chat and I will answer it back to you.
properly, Anu?
Now I can, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I guess you said in essence that one of the ways to successful relationship is that we need to lower down, or we need to bring our expectations from the other person to zero. So
No, I didn't say that. I said we are not just protons and electrons who are unstable. And initially, when we are unstable, there's a need there. Because of the need, the relationship started. Your relationship went fusky because the need went off. Your need was getting satisfied somewhere else. When your need is satisfied somewhere else, it's like if you have a need of eating food, you go to the restaurant and you eat food, you wouldn't come back home hungry to your wife. It's very simple. Somebody or something is taking care of your need. It doesn't have to be always another woman. It can be your work is taking care of your need. Your need to be looked and be glorified. Look at that need and see how you can satisfy that need. Because relationship is not about other people. Relationship is about yourself. And relationship is a ship on which you have to be real. If you're not real, you're not authentic to yourself, that you are compromising in a relationship. If you're compromising in the relationship, it's a choice you've made. Then why are we blaming the other person? If you are not compromising in the relationship, that's also a choice you made. You walk out of a relationship, that's a choice you took. It's a choices that we are taking, and we have to, from that choice, not make ourselves better than our spouse or less than that spouse. हम सारा दिन ज़्यादा और कम की बात करते हैं. We constantly talking about more and less. We have to talk about equals. Our relationship is so whatever our spouse is giving us, in very simple words, we are giving them. If our spouse is giving us hatred, somewhere we are giving them hatred. If our spouse is not able to give us love, somewhere we are not able to give him or her love. Something, it is not a one-way process. It is a chemical reaction in which people are reacting. Thank you. I
love that word, chemical reaction, and I like the scientific way in which you explain this. Thank you, Anu.
Thank you, Manish. Really appreciate. Anybody else for any question?
Thank you so much, Manish, and thank you so much, Anu. I believe that you have another